Why do we like nothing? I feel like this sentence was a bit depressing, but anyway, a special attention to design that makes it not feel like a mid-range phone at all, and the focus is on the entire user experience, optimal selection of components, and of course software, not just making a specs. This is Nothing Phone 3A review, the budget version of the phone that is not yet announced. The design is the most exciting part of the Nothing phones, and it has really done well this year. The base design is the same as last year. The cameras, which now have a telephoto lens, are placed in a capsule and on a circle, and the arrangement of LEDs is the same. Only the right LED is curved now. The design details have increased a lot and given it an interesting isometric look. The red square is still there. The weakness of the so creative design is that more people may not like it, but I think it has really become more beautiful this year, especially the blue color is dope. The body material, although not quite flagship, has exactly the same feel. The back panel is glass, the frame is aluminum, and the front panel is protected by panda glass. And although it has a flat design, it is not sharp. You may not know panda glass. It is a little more scratch resistant than Gorilla Glass, but not as resistant to impact. The Nothing Phone 3A has been upgraded to IP64, which means it is completely dust-proof and rain and a splash won't be a problem for it. IP68 is also available at this price, but it's not a deal breaker. This is a big phone and has a 6.77 inches display on the front. What I really like about Nothing phones is that even in their cheapest phones, the display edges are symmetrical. This little detail really helps convey the flagship feel. And it doesn't come cheap. It has very good hardware, not the most powerful in its price range, but it is great. A Snapdragon 7S Gen 3, which is more optimal version of 7 Gen 1, with 8 or 12 GB of RAM. You can easily play heavy games with good performance, and it can handle heavy tasks. In very heavy tasks and fast switching between apps, you can feel the difference with the flagships. But, oh, well. And its cooling system performance is also good and is stable. But Nothing has done the real magic in the software. Nothing OS is really light and fast. The animations seem to be designed to convey the feeling of being smooth, and its performance within the UI itself is really unrivaled. The rest of the UI is also good. Everything is in its place. It is extremely minimal and simple, and at the same time it has many customization features. It reminds you of the old Oxygen OS. It also has weaknesses. For example, it only has 3 years of full software support, and it doesn't have many AI features. Of course, it has one cool feature. There is a different button placed in the middle of the phone's frame called the Essential key, which takes you into a space called the Essential space. You can take a screenshot of anything you've done on the phone that you want to remember or have a summary of later, then Nothing OS itself categorizes them, and you can search through them and have the screenshot itself, and you can ask questions about it and even get a summary of it. It's pretty cool. But that's it. Of course, in my experience, 90% of the AI can be done with Gemini and Google Photos. But the exclusive features are nice too. The display is AMOLED, Full HD, 10-bit, HDR10+, 120Hz dynamic. In terms of quality, it is no less than its competitors, and has excellent contrast, almost accurate colors, and good dynamics. Its brightness reaches 1300 nits in automatic mode and 3000 nits in HDR content, and it has no problems under sunlight. The fingerprint sensor is optical and under the display, which is not very fast, but it does the job. Its speaker is a stereo with the earpiece, but it still has a good balance, the sound clarity is acceptable, and it produces a relatively loud sound. A 5000 mAh battery inside the Nothing Phone 3A, which is the capacity of all phones at this price, performs really well. and easily lasts a full day of medium-heavy use. It doesn't support wireless charging, but it does support 50-watt wired charging, and charges to 80% in 30 minutes. But to extend the battery life, it will take 26 minutes to charge the remaining 20%. Needless to say, you don't get a charger in the box. Nothing Phone 3A's camera system includes 250 megapixel wide and telephoto camera, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 32 megapixel selfie camera. In daylight, photos have good dynamic range, detail and sharpness are excellent, but white balance and colors are not very accurate. Ultra-wide photos are really good for this price. Detail is relatively good, dynamic range is average, and colors are close to white lens. Photos with 2x zoom are somewhat saturated, have very good detail, dynamic range is decent, and software sharpness is noticeable. At zooms up to 4x, 5x, photos are usable, although the detail is less. This is of course great. In night mode, colors are still exaggerated, medium dynamic range and software sharpness are really high. But they have good detail and not much noise. Portrait photos, if the subject is not too complex, have really good separation, facial processing and detail are good, and background blur is also acceptable. Selfies are one of the strengths of this phone. Very good detail, acceptable dynamic range, excellent face processing, noise is also controlled, but it can be found. The main camera has OIS and can record up to 4K 30 FPS. But if you want a phone for videography, this is not your first choice. Finally, I really admire Nothing for being able to make people consider this brand as one of their main choices in 3-4 years, alongside giants like Samsung, Apple, and even Xiaomi. They really have a strong marketing team, they do a very good job of assessing needs, and so far, they have really cared about the customer and the results have been seen. Nothing Phone 3A is really worth buying, unless you are really looking for very powerful hardware or the best camera in this price range. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you next video.